In our ascent, we move up the subtle system. And the subtle system is also a representation of a movement through states of consciousness. And there are knots of illusion that form in the auras between the chakras. The goddess is the Vibhidini. She is the one who splits these knots. She guides us upwards and awakens in us higher states.
There are 3 granthis, means the knots. The Brahma Granthi, the Vishnu Granthi, and the Rudra Granthi. With Agni, means fire, when Brahma Granthi meets, between the Kundalini, Muladhara, Chakra, and the Swadhisthana, means Muladhara Chakra, Muladhara and Swadhisthana Chakra. Then Agni Brahma Granthi is established. Vishnu Granthi, when mixes up with the Surya, that is between the Nabhi and the Hridaya Chakra, Surya Vishnu Granthi is established. When Vishuddhi and Agya auras meet, then Chandra Rudra Granthi is established.
Brahma Granthi. The first knot is created by our attention, becoming entangled with matter and materialism. It starts from Muladhara, moves up the left channel, and creates the superego. By its action, we lose sight of the spirit. To overcome it, we should put our attention on the spirit and not on worldly matters. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahma Granthi Vibhidini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Vishnu Granthi, the second knot, is the one by which we think that we can do something and achieve something in this world. The more we think and strive and live with our ambitions, the more its action moves up the right side and creates the ego. Human beings cannot break the second knot. Only God can do it. So here we must respect ourselves and surrender ourselves to God. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Granti Vibhedini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Rudra Granti, the third and last knot, occurs on the central channel due to the artificiality in seeking. We have to be truthful and honest in our seeking, absolutely on the truth. We are seeking the Spirit, to become one with the Spirit, and all our attention should go on the Spirit, and should not be frittered away on nonsensical things. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Rudra Granti Vibhedini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
Today we will worship Shri Lalita. So Lalita Chakra on the left shoulder ignites the pure desire in us. She is here, the essence of Mahakali, and she gives her energy to Shri Krishna. Traditionally, there are 3 ways to worship Shri Lalita, and one is to read her 1000 names, the Shri Lalita Sahasrara. We did make an introduction and a long reading last year, so we're going to watch just a few minutes of that introduction now. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lalita Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. The goddess Shri Lalita is the goddess of beauty. She is the joy-giving Sarvananda Maya, gives the joy from everything. In every created world, in every particle, in every form, there is a power which gives us joy. This power of joy is the power of Shri Lalita. She is called as Maha Tripura Sundari. My second name is Lalita. When the vibrations rise, the vibrations which you are feeling on your palms, that is Lalita Shakti. It is full of beauty and love. People have completely distorted the idea of Lalita Shakti. They say that it is a power of destruction, but it is not at all correct. This power is extremely beautiful, creative, and artistic. Her worship is also the easiest, requiring only a sincere devotion, and not dependent on rigorous protocols as some other deities are. She creates everything in this universe, and so no aspect of life is repugnant to her. Indeed, it seems that a happy, balanced existence, fulfilling our duties and enjoying the pleasures of normal married life without detachment, is helpful to the attainment of the highest felicitude, which is complete absorption into her blissful nature. She is Paramananda Mayi, whose nature is supreme bliss, so that while all aspects of life are her, they are also illusory, the only reality being her nature as supreme blissful consciousness, Param Chaitanya. She is a married woman, and her desire for unification with her husband, Shri Kameshwara, a name for Shri Sadashiva, the eternal spirit, is reflected in human beings as the Kundalini, the pure desire for unification with Supreme Spirit. She is a mother, and the love she has for us, her children, is to expedite our spiritual evolution. The truth is that we are the spirit, and that our spirit is but a tiny drop of her, the ocean of supreme consciousness within us. She directs us towards this realization. The 1,000 Names is part of the Shri Lalita Mahatmyam, Glory of Shri Lalita, which is found at the end of the later versions of the Brahmanda Purana. It is similar in form to the Devi Mahatmyam in the Markandeya Purana and contains the story of the goddess being invoked by the Devas to help them win back heaven from the demons and the ensuing battle which culminates in the destruction of the demon Bandasura. Within the story are several praises of the goddess, including this 1,000 names, along with some detailed information on the Churi Chakra and other methods of worshipping the goddess. The Shri Lalita was probably written after the Saundarya Lahari, another great poem recommended by Srimati, which expounds Shri Vidya. Shri Vidya is the knowledge and worship of the Supreme Goddess, including the use of the 15-syllable mantra and the worship of the Churi Chakra. This knowledge is associated with Kanchi in South India, the home of the main monastery founded by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. It seems likely that the Lalita Sahasranama was composed in Kanchi at least 1,000 years ago.
के यहाँ था। अरे भाई
I am Tastha. Who is
हाँ चलो
Maya.
Samaya means time. She is the one who knows the time, when to start puja, when to do what. She knows the timing. Because she's inside the time.
तो पहले सबको 10,000
Maya Charata Para.
This is very important.
This is the translation. It's not good.
What is it?
They say she's pleased with Samaya.
Samayachar. Samayachar means whatever is to be done.
हाँ ये लो ये 10,000 more
Example, now in modern
5,000 है
हाँ तो कितने 5,000 है
that
2,000 15,000
2 5,000 है ना तो 2 5,000 में ये कितने हो जाएंगे
10
हाँ तो ये दो ना 10,000 उधर मैं 2 सबको दूंगी
but apart from that, Samayachar
इसके 15,000 ये तो 20,000
the time.
सबको 2
कितने कितने दिन है वैसे
The time
30
auspicious must be like putting the belt. See, while sitting in the car, you must put the belt. Samayachar, whatever it is. See, for maybe it is not necessary. For example, if you give me some money, I need not put it in the bank. I can close all that up and say that I've finished.
Can you make a pause, Ilya? Can you make a pause?
There's no.
Thank you. Somebody needs to mute themselves, please. We can hear somebody's home environment. Thank you. Can you just go back a little bit, Andre, so we can hear what Srimati is saying?
Om Shri Samaya Chara Tat Para.
This is very important.
This is the translation is not good.
What is it?
They say she's pleased with Samaya Chara.
Samayachar. Samayachar means whatever is to be done in a particular time. For example, now in modern times, see, a particular that whatever is to be done, auspicious thing for modern times, one should do. For example, learning English is important. But apart from that, Samayachar means mannerism of a particular time. You see, certain mannerism of a particular time which is good, auspicious, must be done. Like putting the belt, you see, while sitting in the car, you must put the belt. Samayachar, whatever it is. You see, for maybe it is not necessary. For example, if you give me some money, I need not put it in the bag. I can use all that up and say that I'm finished. There's no sin for me. I can take away all your properties, everything. There's no sin. But I must do according to the time to prove what is good for you. How you should behave towards money, towards collectivity, and accordingly I behave. There is no need for me because I'm beyond it, isn't it? But Samaya, whatever is necessary for according to the time, I have to do. And that's what you should understand. Not to be abnormal people, see, behaving in an abnormal way. Even I tell you that you need not put on this red thing because it may not be Samaya cool at this time. See, people won't understand. So you need not put on. It is wisdom to behave in a way that you look normal, you behave in a normal way, do something that is normal. But God need not. God, it is not necessary because He is beyond. But when you have disciples who have to come up, who have to deal with other people, they must know how to behave. Like to say thank you is not necessary for me to you at all. You give me a glass of water, it's a privilege, alright? But I say thank you 10 times because you must also say thank you.
That way you are the teacher of what should be done.
Samayaku. Samaya.
Om Shri Mula Dharaika Nilaya. Salutations to her, who is the only one who lives in the Muladhara.
Nobody can enter it.
Om Shri Brahma Granthi Vibhedanyaya Namah.
Brahma Granthi.
Salutations to her who unravels the Brahma Granthi. Om Shri Manipuranta Ruddita. Salutations to her who appears in the Manipura, within the Navi Chakra.
See, you cannot enter inside the center unless and until your Kundalini rises. And the Kundalini is the representation of Holy Ghost. And she is the only one which can enter it. And also she resides. Devi resides there as Mahalakshmi or as Lakshmi in Manipur.
Rudita also means ascended. She who has ascended into.
Yes, Rudra. Yes.
More than just enters, it's ascended. Om Shri Rudra Granthi Vibhedini. Om Shri Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini Namaha. Salutations to her who unravels the knot of Lord Vishnu.
Now see, without coming to Sahajo, you would not understand all these things, isn't it? Because it's not known to you that there are granthis within us, there are centers within us, that these centers are to be broken, then there's granthis are formed between the centers. All this knowledge is impossible. If you are not realized, what's the use of talking about it? Because you cannot see that. But in a person you can see that at a certain point you find it is between two centers the Kundalini stops. See, there is the center, say, of Manipura and Swadhisthana. In between the two, the Kundalini stops. Now what is that? That is the Granthi of Vishnu. So that's a Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini. If you say the mantra of Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, then only the Kundalini will run. But before realization, before the movement of the Kundalini, it is what? It is just talk. It has no sense at all.
Om Shri Ajna Chakra Ajna Chakrantaralastha. Salutations to her who is within the Ajna Chakra.
Yeah. Ajna Chakra.
Om Shri Rudra
Antaral. Antaral means the innermost core. Antaral. In the innermost core of Ajna Chakra she resides.
Om Shri Rudra Granthi Vibhedane. Salutations to her who unties the Rudra Granthi.
Rudra.
Om Shri Sahasrarambu Jarudha.
Sahasrarambuja means in the lotus of the Sahasrara. Varudha. She is bestowed upon that. Ascent. Actually, when you go onto a throne or onto a horse, is what you call
Mounting.
mounted. She's mounted upon. She's mounted upon.
Om Shri Sudha Sarav Kevarshine. Salutations to her who rains the essence of nectar on people. Who is the rain of nectar. Om Shri Tatti Latta Samaruchi. Salutations to her who is dazzling like lightning, brilliant like lightning. Om Shri Chakro Parisamstitha. Salutations to her who is placed, who is not just placed, but actually is a seat above the 6 chakras. Om Shri Mahashaktiyai Namah. Salutations to her who is the great power, the Mahashakti. Om Shri Kundalinyai Namah. Salutations to her who is the Kundalini. Om Shri Bisat. Om Shri Bisat Tantu Taniyasi. Salutations to her who is, they say, slender as a lotus stalk.
That means you should not be harsh.
Om Shri Bhavani Namah. Salutations to her who is the mistress of everything that has come into being.
Bhavani. Bhava means to manifest. Whatever is manifested.
Om Shri Bhavanagamya. Salutations to her who can be known, gone to by bhavana. Bhavana is...
You must have feeling. If you don't have feelings for me, you won't know me. Rationally, you will not know. Those people who try to know me rationally can never know me. You have to have feelings.
Shri Lalita is the inner part of everything. She is only attained through going within. She is the innermost core of everything, the secret part, the most subtle. So I will sing a few names of Shri Lalita related to this inner worship. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samayantashta Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Rahu Yaga Kramaradhya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her who is found through inner worship. Salutations to her who is worshipped by secret inner ceremonies. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Rahastarpana Tarpita Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her who is satisfied by the inner worship with mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Pratyagrupa Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her whose nature is known by turning inwards. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarvantaryamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her, who is the inner controller of everything. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Antarmukha Samaradhya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her, who is worshipped by those who turn inwards. The second way, traditionally, to worship her is through the Churi Chakra. And this is the symbol for Sahaja Yoga. On the right shoulder, we have the Shri Chakra. And Shri Lalita works through our right side. Here, she is the essence of Mahasaraswati. Here we can know reality and become pure instruments of the divine. So Srimati says about the Shri Chakra that it is the chakra with which the whole world is created. Everything creative is Shri Chakra. She's the action through which, she's the one through which one acts. Shri Chakra is the right side. So we will sing just a few more names for this. Salutations to her who is dwelling in the Bindu of the Shri Chakra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Bindu Mandala Vasini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her who is residing in the most excellent Shri Chakra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chakra Raja Nilaya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her, who is consisting of everything. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarvamayi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Salutations to her, who is the essence of all mystical diagrams. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarva Yantratmika Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. The total power and the form of Shri Lalita is represented by the Shri Chakra. The interlocking triangles represent, on the one hand, the union of Shiva and Shakti. They also represent our seeking and surrender upwards and Mother's grace towards us, her children. The Shri Chakra contain the whole totality of our existence. All the chakras in the subtle system are also here represented, like lotuses, from the outside into the center where is Brahmarandra, the innermost part of the Sahasrara represented by the point or bindu. If we offer flowers or kumkum to the Shri Chakra, we do it from the outside in, representing the destruction of illusion, of creation, to reveal the ultimate reality.
Like first when I went to India, surrounded by such an elderly lady, an Indian lady, they feel a little shy about her. She's the one with full hand up in the air. She was shouting, "Bolo Mataji Nirmala Devi." And Modi looked at him. He couldn't raise his hand. He was a little shy. She went twice and then she lifted his hand and said, "What's the matter with you, such a tall man? Why God has given you height for what? Raise your hands only." A poor fellow here to raise his hand. So that's what it is. Have boldness. Have complete confidence in yourself that you are realized souls. That you are prophets. Not to be upset or worried about things, but you are prophets now. Assumption. In Sanskrit it is said Raj. That is, energy is permeate. Viraj. Means enjoy that energy with you. Viraj. Ra is energy. Viraj. Means you enjoy that energy of that throne. Consume it. You are the kings now. Behave with it. It is not arrogance at all. A person who is a king is never arrogant if he is a real king. See, if they are borrowed kings, then it's different. But if they are real kings, they can never be arrogant. So with that special type of royal behavior, you will attract. It's not putting up show. It's you are. On the contrary, this is the reservation you are having. For what? You need not dress up like beggars or not like dandies. But your dress should be such that you are a king. Not bothered. And you'll be amazed. It will work. You are the people who have the greatest of mind. Time and company. And also I know your language. I have given more speeches in English than in my own mother tongue or in Hindi. Can you believe it? And so many Indians now who did not much care for English after independence are trying to learn English now, and they are afraid that one day English may replace Sanskrit the way mother knows English. So I have to make a very, very simple request to you, that assume your power, assume. You are no more slaves. You are realized souls now. With this personality, you will really enhance the beauty of surgery. Unless and until there are flowers on the tree has no beauty. And the flowers have to be up. They don't hide. Have you ever seen any flower hiding itself? They covered the whole of the body of the trees and fragrant, assuming their own powers. And the fragrance springs. Everybody knows the flowers are up. All the bees are out. That's how you have to assume your powers. Inside, outside. Not only inside, outside. And they'll be amazed at your confidence, at your compassion, at your capacities, and the greatest of all, the complete vidya, the complete knowledge of surgery, the complete knowledge of Kundalini, the complete knowledge of divine, which you have. Alright?
The Shri Lalita Sahasranama can also be sung as a poem. Atma Vidya, Mahavidya, Shri Vidya, Kama Sevita, Shri Shodash Akshari Vidya, Trikuta Kama Kotika. You are the self-knowledge, the highest knowledge, the most auspicious knowledge, who is to be worshipped with love. You are the knowledge of the sacred 16-syllable mantra with its 3 groups attained by those with the highest desire. So the third way that Shri Lalita has traditionally been worshipped is through the 16-syllable mantra. This mantra is part of the Lalita Sahasranama, and it has also been described in the Devi Atharva Shirsha and the Saundarya Lahari scriptures recommended by Shri Mataji. So the mantra is in the center, those 4 sections. And the first section invokes the face of the Devi. And in us humans, it represents the beginning of the subtle system. The second line invokes the central part of the body from neck to hips of the Devi. And in us, it represents from the heart, Hamsa, and Agya into the Sahasrara Chakra. The third line invokes her lower body down to the holy lotus feet. And this is where we attain reality. So in us, it represents the blissful connection in the Sahasrara and above, where resides her lotus feet. And then the last mantra, Shrim, represents the Supreme Goddess in the heart and the Sahasrara. And in us, it is the Turiya state of pure spirit. So I want to invite you now to sing this mantra with me and see if you can feel the vibrations and the effect of this beautiful mantra. It also shows, of course, the path of our self-realization and the breaking of the 3 granthis within us. So let us sing a few times, and then we can just take a few minutes in silence to absorb the vibrations. Ka-e-ilachrim ha-saka-halachrim sakalahrim shrim 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 Ka-e-ilachrim ha-saka-halachrim sakalahrim shrim
Today is the day when the Virgin Gauri sat down to worship Shiva. She made a Shivalinga and was sitting and putting her sindoor on that. That you look after this, which is the mark of my union with you. I leave it to you to look after to Shiva. You look after this. I surrender to you. For this, that's how the Gauri, your Kundalini, surrenders to the Spirit. Now you look after this connection. I forget everything else. I leave it into your hands. Lift me up. You raise me up. I forget all that was me before. Everything I have dropped out. No other desire. But just lift me higher and higher. Make me yourself. The rest of it is not important. All other manifestations of these desires are over. Now I am absolutely surrendered to you, my Spirit. Lift me higher and higher. Higher and higher. Away from all the things that were not the Spirit. Make me complete Spirit, full Spirit. Forget all that was there. That elevation, that ascent becomes a fast, quick trip. A very fast ascent. Just you can do it if you try at this moment and every moment to give up all that was not the Spirit. Anything that goes against the Spirit must be given up, and that is what is the pure desire. That's what it is, the Kundalini is the Virgin. Is to be absolutely one with the Spirit. All the rest has no meaning. Has no value. This ascent, whatever may be your position, to whomsoever you may be married, wherever you are working, whatever is your situation, whatever may be your country, you are the Spirit. And if you are raised aloft, you dwell in the beautiful kingdom of God, where all ugliness drops off. Like when the lotus opens out, all the mud drops out completely. In the same way, let my children become the fragrant, beautiful offerings of Sadashiva. May God bless you.
Manastvam, Vyomastvam, Marudasi, Marutsartir asi, Tvomapas, Tvombumis tvayi, Parinatyayam, Nahi param, Tvameva swatmanam, Pari namayitum, Vishva vapusha, Chidanandakaram Shiva Yuvati Bhavena Viprushe. You are the mind. You are the ether. You are the air. You are also fire and water and earth. You manifest yourself as the universe. There exists nothing other than you. To transform yourself, who are consciousness and bliss, into the universal body, you deem yourself the young bride of Shiva. In Sahaja Yoga, we have our own 16-syllable mantras, which is the short version of the Mahamantra. Again, I would like to invite you to sing this mantra with me. And then we do our longer meditation. And I would like to read a few quotes by Sri Mataji. One is from 1976. Lalita is a name for beauty. Human beings are that beauty. That person who has a sense of gratitude is the most beautiful. And from 1985, Sri Mataji says, bliss can only come through gratitude. Only through enlarging your heart with gratitude. Bliss is the reward of gratitude. The gratitude which is not just worldly or just spoken lip service, but is from the heart, gratitude of the heart. So let us sing the name of our mother 3 times. The tension in the Sahasrara, and then we do our meditation. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha.